But we are loading on into the first game. Let's make sure everything is right here, and there it is indeed. So the first match is going to be a Terran versus Protoss, a best of 5. Two very good players. First map's going to be Port Alexander, spawning up in the top left-hand side of the map, playing for LaughNgamez. It is MarineLorD.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, it is the blue Protoss player. His name is Harstem. All right, so let's talk a little bit here. Is MarineLorD the best European Terran player today?
Not at all.
All right, who is it?
Hero Marine. Big game.
You think Hero Marine is?
Oh yeah, he made like top 3 at WCS. MarineLorD bombed out in like the round of 32 and has trouble qualifying still. I mean, he's a very good Terran player, and he was the best Terran in Europe for a time. But in the present, he's not there yet.
Hero Marine has taken the title. All right, fair enough.
Yeah. And then after Hero Marine, Euthermal.
Probably stole his powers there. It's the same name in all. MarineLorD, Hero Marine. Also very confusing for everybody. Like if you put a Marine in the title, you have to be a good Terran player. Alright, so a report expand here. Out of MarineLorD, nothing too crazy from him. A 1 gateway expand out of Harstem. His cybernetics core is coming down safely in a position where it should be able to block Reaper harassment from doing much. And let's see. Nope.
The delayed GLHF from Harstem.
He had some free time. And a good luck, have fun game out of MarineLorD. So both players being pretty friendly here today. Reaper cruising on out. Probe moving across the map. SCV coming back home after doing some scouting too. Checking for proxies. Is our Reaper friend really concerned about that happening from Harstem? Harstem is not really known for being a huge proxy cheesy player, but he's definitely someone who will do that from time to time. So Probe is going to come in and actually harass this SCV building the command center, forcing the Reaper to jump back home and do something about it, which is hilarious.
Oh, what a pain.
Another SCV pulled off the line to deal with it. Come on, man. Let me just build my home in peace. And I don't know if the Reaper had to come back, honestly.
No.
I mean, I think the other SCV did a great job. It killed the Probe, kept the command center building.
Yeah, the thing is, it's Port Alexander, so Reapers aren't generally the most useful on this map, but okay, that command center does finish, so no danger of the Adept getting in there and denying anything.
No, it's a single SCV kill. The poor SCV, who was harassed while building the command center, is the one that dies here. But Hellion Marine, pretty fantastic, actually, against Adept here. And the Reaper getting extra DPS off. The Adept is going to be able to shade out, but just barely. She escapes with all of 14 HP.
That first Oracle pops out of the Stargate now. We'll see what that's going to be able to get done. All the while, MarineLorD looks like he's planning to get a bit of aggression going on right now as he's churning out Marines and also Hellions at the same time. So probably going to be that 1-2 punch Hellion run by most likely, then a Marine drop. For now, though, he does have to worry about this Oracle that's flying on into the main base.
And it does get chased away by the group of 5 Marines here. 5-6 Marines is definitely enough to get that Oracle out without really doing much of anything whatsoever. So that magic number has been achieved by MarineLorD. Got a medevac popping. Going for a tech lab on that factory. So it could be a bit of a Marine tank play here, at least in the early stages. And Harstem's taking a 3rd base just north along that right side of the map.
Yeah, a very quick 3rd base. I do like the fact that he's gone for that after scouting what his opponent has produce, but he does have to be careful here because this drop is coming on in. Hellions and Marines, if Harstem can clean this up without taking damage, he'll be in a great spot, but here goes MarineLorD now running in towards the natural. Probes are running, the Hellions not quite getting shots off. The Marines are all in position. So far, so good for Harstem, though, as he repels MarineLorD.
Yeah, I think maybe 2 probes died there. Only 2 Marines, 4 Marines remained here inside the main base trying to do some stuff. They get another probe kill, but the Stalkers deal with them quite handily as they outnumber them effectively. The medevac gets away. without dying there, but everything that she came over with is completely dead. So not looking super fantastic here for MarineLorD. He's down a base as harassment really didn't do as much as he wanted it to do. Worker count is fairly even, and MarineLorD is going into some Vikings here. His tank production has begun. He's got a Cyclone to try to pick off that Oracle, but the Oracle does manage to escape. And now maybe a bit of a Stalker Adept push here from Harstem moving across the map.
Yeah, look at that, just starting to push out. MarineLorD, he does have a bunker, which is always essential for a Terran player. He's got a siege tank on the way. Harstem still coming in for it, though. He's going to have Blink in just a second here, and these Blink pushes that Protoss have been going for lately have been pretty lethal. Eats a couple of tank shots, just retreating with those Stalkers, loses one of them.
The Adept comes in and says, how many tanks are there? Just the one. But there is a Cyclone, there's a bunker. Does force a cancel and a couple supply depots there, which is a little bit annoying here for MarineLorD. He's not supply block, but he's getting there. Magfield Accelerator is just about done here for MarineLorD 2. And Viking actually going to land and harass inside the main base of Harstem.
Vikings do chew through probes surprisingly quick, as it only takes one volley per probe, or 2 volleys per probe, pardon me, so that Viking gets a couple of kills before he gets picked off.
Yep, not too shabby there. Just making himself useful a little bit before he dies. And yeah, it looks like Harstem is content just to sit on these 3 bases. He's probed up his 3rd quite nicely. He's getting additional gas here. It is natural. And as long as MarineLorD doesn't take a 3rd base, Harstem's in a wonderful position. I really don't know what MarineLorD's going to be able to do. He has to break this, and he has to take a 3rd base or get some crazy harassment done.
Yeah, the thing is, MarineLorD is actually playing that new age sort of Terran mech style that a lot of Terrans have been breaking out lately. And as you said, MarineLorD needs that 3rd base, but it's tough to secure a 3rd base for mech with mech because it ramps up a little bit slower.
Third base is going to land here. MarineLorD built that inside the main, so it is ready to go. Harstem is working on a robotics bay. What do we think here? Disruptor or Colossus out of that?
Disruptors are good versus mech. Colossus are generally used versus bio, though. So does Harstem realize that this is mech, and he's seen multiple factories, so he should. So I mean, disruptors are a pretty safe bet, I'd say.
True fact. Cyclones are pretty zippy. They're pretty decent at dodging disruptor hits, so we'll see how effective those are going to be. But yeah, just continuing on upgrades. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a 4th base coming up for Harstem sometime soon here, but 3 bases seem to be where he's happy with. He's got pylons up all across the top to the bottom of the map, recognizing if there are drops coming. He wants to be ready for them and prepared. Using the Oracle to toss down Revelations. No! One reveal does go down, but gets picked off by a Cyclone.
Harstem has made, though. Oh man, that's a fair few stalkers.
And they've got +1 armor. They're working on +1 attack here. And it is going to be Colossus, actually, from Harstem, with extended thermal lance.
Couple of tanks out for MarineLorD as this anchor points here, but look at that, Harstem trying to bait out this mine, push on in. This is a ton of stalkers. There's only 2 siege tanks here for now. MarineLorD maybe wants to get out a few more of those defensively, because Harstem looking ever lethal here. Hellion run-by coming on in, though. Harstem with his well-placed pylons, though, able to scout it and shut it down. Very important for the Protoss player to do that, because one of the things that makes these unorthodox Terran styles work in any situation, any matchup, is the Terran's ability to create chaos. And Harstem's realizing that getting all of these pylons down allows him to shut down this harassment easier. He's got a Phoenix that is going to spot this little... Nope. Doesn't care. But up north here, Warp Prism and Medevac say hello as the Medevac passes on by. But the engagement in the middle of the map here, the Cyclones are pushing in, and that is not a good sign. They push in, get their lock on, pull out, get some kills. That's exactly how you want to use them here. MarineLorD doing this exceptionally well. Liberator in the main base should be getting cleaned on up here. Good blink micro from Harstem to save that Stalker. So being very careful there, but MarineLorD has broken out. He has got Harstem off of his back right now, and for now, Harstem, he is just making these Colossus.
Drop at the 3rd base here, getting cleaned up pretty nicely by some Stalkers and Colossus that are around, and dropping in the natural base. Same story. Harstem just has enough units present to where he should be able to handle this. His Stalkers did get a little bit bugged in the mineral patch there, but All the Marines are going to die. I think the medevac is going to die here too, but MarineLorD pushing in on the 4th base. I don't know about this. The Blink Stalkers do force the Cyclones to stop locking on to the Nexus.
Though, man, taking a lot of damage, though. Can he clean this up? Can he dislodge his opponent here? The tanks will be getting picked off. So
yeah, it looks like the Colossus with their extended range is doing a lot better than I expected them to, and MarineLorD is forced to pull back.
Yeah, a very good job so far for Harstem. Able to hold on. Oh, he's the Widow Mine there. And his army has been thinned out a little bit. He's going to try and push on in, but he might be overextending a little bit here, so he is retreating right now. Cyclone's getting lock-ons onto the Colossus, though they're trying to run out of that zone. The Stalkers are taking one for the team just to allow those guys to escape, but Harstem did overextend a little bit there. Turns around to fight, though, once more. Colossus putting out enough damage, able to force these Cyclones back, as the Cyclones, they put out a lot of damage, but they're also very weak themselves.
And a warp of charge lots inside the main base doing a little bit of work here. I don't know exactly how many SCVs they killed, but it feels like it was a couple here. The Zealots are getting cleaned up by some Cyclones responding. Warp Prism picks them up and evacuates, and we'll probably come back in later. MarineLorD has to watch out for future attacks that way. Did Harstem make a second robotics bay? He did. Why did he do that?
Oh, that is a good question.
Got one at his 4th base for some reason. Maybe a miskey there.
Maybe that was meant to be another robotics facility, so we could get more Colossus production going.
Harstem is warping in a 5th base right now. It is 153 to 151 supply.
Oh, Cyclone locks onto the Prism. He gets the Prism, which is very nice.
Liberator at the 3rd base, picking off probes there too. The evacuation is a little bit late. Liberator has 6 kills before the Stalkers come in and shoo it away, but they can't quite kill it there.
What a scrappy game between these two.
Yeah, crazy back and forth action. A lot of workers have died here so far. It is 28 probes and 13 SCVs have gone down. MarineLorD pushing out across the map with his army. He's got his Cyclones, he's got his Hellbats, he's got some Widow Mines in here. He wants to take down this 4th base, but the Stalkers are here, the Colossus are here. And the Colossus doing it more work than I really expected them to. Their range is really effective in this situation. As long as there's something to buffer for them, they put out a lot of splash damage on those clumped up Cyclones and Hellbats. Yeah, man, Harstem pushing back. MarineLorD is forced to flee here. Liberator, I think, was intending to harass somewhere else, flying across this engagement. Not where you want to be there. And Harstem isn't willing to push down that ramp necessarily, so MarineLorD is safe for the time being. But yeah, both players, nobody's lost a base at this point. There's been plenty of harassment, but nobody's lost a serious source of income. And they're just playing extremely cautious right now here in game number 1.
MarineLorD's army has shrunk down a little bit. He should have some reinforcements somewhere, because Harstem's army is looking pretty scary right now. He does have 4 Colossus. The Cyclones are stepping forward to engage on into this. He's got to retreat to the planetary, though. The Archons, they actually do a fantastic job of buffering versus the Cyclones, since they're not armored, so they don't take that extra damage. And it looks like Harstem able to dislodge MarineLorD's 3rd base, forced him back. SCVs running away as fast as they can.
And there we go. The base does end up going down there. Excellent job by Harstem. Finally picking off a base here at the 14-minute mark of the game. Harstem feels like he's moving in for the kill, blinking forward with those Stalkers. Maybe that was not the right idea, as the Cyclones are chewing through them pretty fast. Yeah, but the Colossus going after the natural base, that's hilarious.
Oh, look at this micro from Harstem, too, using that Prism to disable those Cyclone lock-ons. Without their lock-ons, Cyclones are pretty much useless, guys. So Harstem doing a great job with that. Now MarineLorD could just be in a bit of trouble. Looks like there was a bit of counter damage, but it doesn't matter. Harstem takes it.
Fantastic display there out of Harstem. Nicely done. I would not have thought that many Colossus would be the answer here versus the composition, but hey, what works, works. Nicely done by the Protoss player, getting the win there. Harstem takes game number 1 of this best of 5.
Yeah, very well done by Harstem. And we'll get on to the next map, which is going to be Automaton. So it should be after that first game. That was a very, very good one. Just first game of the series, first game of the day.
Yeah, it was great. It was good back and forth action there. Both players getting up to 5 or 6 bases, which is always very fun. Good macro style, good harassment all over the map. I think every base got harassed at least a little bit there, especially on the Protoss side of the things. And just good job there. The Colossus again pulling through. I'm not sure that Harstem actually lost a Colossus into that match. So
yeah,
go figure.
Regardless, he played a very straight up clean game versus that mech style. Great to see that being used. Do you think we'll see MarineLorD break something like that out again?
I don't know. That's what I was wondering. I don't know if this strategy is going to work out. Harstem seemed very comfortable with it. Really made some good trades with it too. So overall, I really don't see him going back to it on MarineLorD anyway, but it is possible, I suppose.
All right. Here we are spawning down the bottom left-hand side of the map. It's Asterian's Harstem.
And spawning in the top right, it is the Red Terran players, MarineLorD.
Fast SCV moving out from MarineLorD. Are we going to be seeing a proxy here?
That'd be interesting. I do like a good proxy game. Yeah, this SCV is not really interested in doing anything else. There it is, man. Oh. Tossing it up, ready to go. This probe is moving out, has no interest in looking for proxies. So as a result, it's just barely going to miss this, making a beeline for the other side of the map. And really should be able to get there in time to recognize that something is a miss.
Yeah, a very early timed probe. But look at this. Do you think MarineLorD, is he going to float this barracks into the main? Or is he just going to build a Reaper, do you think? Because, I mean, Terrans have done this once or twice.
Yeah, I want him to float something in the main. That's one of my favorite things.
Oh, man.
Where you just sneak, like, an entire production facility into your opponent's base.
My favorite was before the Widowmine change, when they had the default cloak to do that with a factory. And then just run a Widowmine burrow, and it's, well, I hope you got detection.
That's so brutal.
And there we go, Reaper building inside the main base of Harstem. Looks like that SCV might be starting something to the north there as well, and yes it is. So MarineLorD's going pretty ham, bringing the aggression towards the Protoss player. Harstem, he's scouting this out with his probe, saying, alright, well, you're clearly proxying me.
So let's go ahead and see what we can do about that. Hopefully it's not too late.
Reaper going to be getting on into the main base. Looks like Harstem's sending a probe just in time to identify this. The barracks is going to float out in that probe. He's going to be getting picked off. How well does Harstem micro this? So far the one probe has gone down, trying to save the others, but that's another probe going down. Does MarineLorD grab a third? Looks like, oh, it's going to be close. Good micro from Harstem there, but
yay, there we go.
Gone down.
Got it. Another probe goes down. This Reaper is putting in some serious work. The Stalker shows up, but another probe goes down anyway before the Reaper gets picked off there. That is some pretty effective Reaper stuff. Nicely done.
Yeah, five probes going down in total is an absolutely huge number. That's really enough to throw off the build of Harstem, so he's got to play very well from here on out, because that's going to really have affected his income. MarineLorD, oh my god, he actually floated the factory into the main. And
making a Hellion. Oh, 2 Hellions now. Harstem, no, not like this.
Probe gets on into the main base.
Sort of. You can see some of the main base.
Yeah, not much.
But he does know there's no production facilities in view and says,
here we go, though. Look at this. The Hellions running on in. Harstem's in a lot of trouble here. Hellions already starting to line up probes. They are very good at killing workers. Even though there's only 2, they're putting out a lot of damage. 6 probes going down so far. 8 on top of the original 5 that went down. 9 as the Reaper runs on in towards the natural. Probes having to hug that shield battery, and it's over.
Oh no! The power of scouting, ladies and gentlemen. That is what matters here today on that one. Good grief, Harstem didn't scout the initial proxy, didn't scout the follow-up factory proxy inside his own main. Lost so many probes, and GG. That's all it took. That is ouch. Like, Protoss players everywhere, scout for these shenanigans, because they will show up, and they will cause you problems if you're not ready for them.
Okay, Cyber Forest is going to be the next map, so we'll get on into that as soon as we can. In the meantime, oh, temporary request, temporary error. Trying to
Oh.
get on in there. We'll figure that out, but Andrew Basin, in the meantime, saying YouTube brought me here.
Yay!
Yeah, good to see you guys coming on, tuning on in. Great European games going on right now. We are into the next lobby, though.
Yeah, let's do this thing. Game number 3. We're tied up 1-1 in this best of 5, so we're effectively at a best of 3, which is always how that works. And Cyber Forest is going to be the site of our next match here. When did the new maps come out? I know they announced them.
I am not sure.
We'll have to find out later, I suppose.
Okay. So these two guys having very different approaches as to how you win a game. And here we are, spawning down the bottom right-hand side of the map, playing for LaughNgamez TV. It's MarineLorD.
And spawning in the top left, I imagine his probe's going to look for proxies a little bit more, a little more energy here in this game. It's going to be the blue Protoss player, Harstem.
Oh man, 2 SCVs are already out for MarineLorD, so this is just going to be like a dirty marine proxy, isn't it?
Wow, right after you just wrecked Harstem with proxies? Look at this probe. He's like, I don't care. You're making me a liar, Harstem. I thought you would look for stuff, man. Nope. I mean, not interested in looking for stuff.
He's going right across the map, so at least that's going to happen. And he should be able to identify what this is based on the fact that, oh, MarineLorD does throw up a gas, though, so that could be a bit deceiving. Double barracks with gas. Huh. I haven't seen this exact build before, I don't believe.
What can we do with it? I mean...
Like,
you know what would be interesting? Like a mass Reaper 1-1 style. We've seen that.
Sort of like the rough thing.
Yeah, the rough thing. How many gas do you need for that?
I think you need them a little bit sooner. So if I had to figure, it's probably just going to be Marines and then a factory follow-up. That's what the gas has to be for.
So like a Cyclone Marine push here, proxied?
Yeah, maybe. Or he's just gonna go in with the Marines and follow it up with a factory like every Terran does ever. Just be like, okay, I did my thing. Time to throw up a factory. Zealot is out for Harstem though. MarineLorD, he's got his couple of Marines. He's got a few SCVs with this too, so he's actually gonna run right on up. We'll see if he throws up a bunker. If he can get a bunker up to this production, that would be absolutely critical. And there he goes, more Marines coming in to join with this. And Harstem, is he gonna be able to hold on? He's pulling the probes because he knows how dire this is. MarineLorD going in with those Marines, kiting back, focusing down those probes. The Zealot's trying to get on top of these Marines. Good kiting back from MarineLorD though. And it looks like he's going to be able to get the Zealot doing a fantastic job. Probes are going down.
Oh
the
my
bunker
gosh.
was delayed though.
True. Bunker down is a big deal right now. Well, not down, but like you said, delayed. SCV trying to get in there.
Oh, can Harstem focus it down? I think he can. The shield battery.
Oh, the shield battery.
So clutch there.
Massive, massive play. Cancels the bunker. I think the aggression might be over at this point. 2 Stalkers with shield battery really can take down a large number of Marines. And goodbye, Marines. They're all dead.
Yeah.
I don't know. MarineLorD is still producing Marines here, but I'm not sure this is what he wants to be doing.
Yeah, he's just trying
it's
to
a Stalker.
The ramp there. Yeah, nicely done getting that Stalker, using that high ground, because otherwise Marines are pretty much useless versus Stalkers. So using that, very well done. Still producing those Marines. All the while, though, Harstem, he's got up shield batteries. He's got up a good number of Stalkers and ever increasing. So MarineLorD not quite getting that. Like, that was close, man.
Yeah, that was tight. If that bunker goes down, it's a much, much different story. But shield batteries really saved the day there for Harstem. Stalker count got up quite nicely. Barracks coming in trying to scout, but Stalkers find it pretty early. I'm not sure how much information we're going to get out of this thing before it burns down. Meanwhile, MarineLorD back home is finishing up his factory. He's got a starport in production now. Ready to rock on that one. Tech lab is done on the factory, but nothing produced from it yet. There we go. Tank on the way. Some tank stuff versus these Stalkers. Barracks flies in and says, all right, so no additional tech. It's really just Cybercore right now. Just expanding. MarineLorD seems like he's going to go for a one-base play if Harstem wants to expand here.
Look at that, though. Robo is up for Harstem. MarineLorD scouts it, though.
Ah, there it is. Just finishing up now.
Barracks floating, gonna build a reactor here. Just wants to land that as soon as possible. MarineLorD scouting that robo is actually a very nice scout. Like, I think if I'm MarineLorD, you throw up a third base at this point. I wouldn't mind that as a choice from him.
Did you say third base?
Yeah. Yeah, he just scouted the Protoss robo. And a robo before anything else, probably not going to be too much aggression. I mean, Blink's a fair ways off, 2 minutes off, so I think he could squeeze out a robo or a third CC.
All right. I mean, the natural's in the main. Okay, fair enough. So you land the natural, go for a quick third, defend a little bit, and
MarineLorD, though, he's thinking
take the
different.
lead.
Spots that observer. Gonna be moving out onto the map right now. Just wants to go and hit Harstem from the seam of things. Just a couple of, well, a handful of Marines here. 6 Marines in total going to be moving out. Tanks in the medevac going to be able to help push these stalkers back. He is looking to put the pressure on Harstem very quickly right now. Needs that medevac for the high ground vision. Going to start getting up a bunker. Siege tanks are getting set up. SCV got picked off though, so there's going to be no bunker to help out with this. And the medevac is that high ground vision. But look at that. Yeah, MarineLorD is just going for it.
Yeah, if these stalkers don't want to engage, the Marines will take shots off on the Nexus, no problem. Tanks look like they're going to finish off this warp gate at the very least. Are they in range of anything else? Another tank shows up to join the party here. Harstem seems to be in a lot of trouble right now. Immortal showing up is a pretty big deal right now. That thing with shield battery protection.
Yeah, the shield battery's helping so much, keeping that Immortal alive. Oh, nice micro back from Harstem, doing a great job there. Zealots and Stalkers going to clean up the final tank. MarineLorD's push just got shut down.
Yeah, that Immortal took so many tank shots, but the shield batteries did their very best, keeping it alive as long as they could. Ends up with 3 kills, major damage done to those tanks especially, and Harstem does manage to hold it off. That was beautiful.
Yeah, a great defense from Harstem. Those shield batteries, too, they were placed down for the very early defense, but they come into use defending as natural there. And now Harstem's going to be moving out on the map. He's got a Prism, he's got Blink done, and MarineLorD's tank count was reduced because he did invest a lot of those tanks into that attack, and he throws up a third base now. Also looking for a drop.
All right, heading out past the beautiful trees here on Cyber Forest. Harstem threatening. He's got a warp prism. He's got a bit of an army at the front here. Looks like he's probably going to go for a front push and maybe some warped in zealots in the main base. We'll keep an eye on that one. Observer flying in to see what we're dealing with.
That tank could be in a bit of trouble right now. Immortal just going to unload right on top of it. Harstem just got that off. And now there's this force in MarineLorD's main base that he's going to have a tough time dealing with. SCVs are being pulled. Raven pops out. That can help out. Interference Matrix goes down on the Prism, but it had already finished its round of warping, so SCVs are going down right now. The Prism being worked on by the Marines, the tank, and Marauder.
MarineLorD's in the drop is doing some work too, though.
Unpowers the Forges. 3 Stalkers get warped in, though, to defend on Harstem's side of the map. MarineLorD's going to have to get a lot of damage done as he's still chasing Stalkers in his main base.
Yeah, the Stalkers running around. There's a Marauder here to try to help and actually help kill one of those Stalkers there. The Marines in the main finally get picked up and lifted out. Where'd that Warp Prism go? Did it get focused down? It looks like it did.
Get picked off, yeah.
Yeah. All right, now the 2 Stalkers here, 25 SCVs have gone down. Man. It is 44 to 27 workers. I know I always say that Terran is not dead until they are dead, but it is not looking good for MarineLorD in this game.
Yeah, MarineLorD is going to have Stimpack done, though, at least. That's definitely going to be a saving grace for him. Stimpack done, Combat Shield on the way, and he's getting out a reactor on his starport. So there's always a chance with Bio, because if we look at the army supply right now, it's actually very, very good for MarineLorD, and the unit composition is going to be very good for him as well. Harstem has Charge and Blink, but Bio is generally pretty good versus that composition. MarineLorD will need to get something done, though, soon, as you said, because his economy not looking too hot.
No, it's brutal. I mean, obviously mules are good. And income here for Harstem is about 2,500 versus MarineLorD's 2,000 right now. And again, that's because of the 3 mules in the main base. But as soon as those expire, it's a 3 base to a 2 base. It's almost double the workers for Harstem right now. He is working on additional gateways, working on upgrades all over the place. MarineLorD knows he needs to push out. He knows he took some serious hits to his economy. It's got Marines, got Marauders, got Widowmines, got a Medevac, but no tanks coming along for the ride.
Still, this is actually a very scary army. Concussive Shell even finishes up here as well. And there is not a lot else for Harstem here. He's going to have some force fields, which could really help him out here. The Raven, though, even in this, going to toss down, oh my god, some interference matrix going down. So not enough force fields to shut this bio out. And now MarineLorD can kite back versus this. These Zealots not getting a lot done. Harstem could just fold here.
My goodness, he was not ready for the counterattack. What is going on? The third base, it looks like it might very well fall. The Zealots do have charge. They're trying to get up here and get something done, but the probes are forced to fight here as well. Medevacs are healing up quite nicely through the consistent stim we're seeing here. MarineLorD is very smartly not over-stimming.
Beautiful.
Oh, Force Field does almost nothing there, and MarineLorD does come back despite losing 27 probes.
Okay, GG.
SCVs, nicely done.
Harstem just didn't have what he needed to hold on. He had no follow-up. And as a result, MarineLorD now with a 2-1 lead in this series.
Yeah, that was dead impressive there to take that much damage. Again, he did some work on the other end of the map, which is that helped a lot there. But that counterattack was just beautiful and able to take the 2-1 lead here versus Harstem in a situation where it looked like he was going to go down 2-1 very quickly.
King's Cove is going to be the next map.
All right, let's get on in.
Yeah, I mean, Harstem, he got a lot of damage done with those Stalkers, but the follow-up from MarineLorD was just... He had the Terran components to win a game. He had Bio, Stim, and the Protoss didn't have really any AoE or backbone in order to deal with that, and MarineLorD just kited Zealots and won.
Yeah, he had the charge lots, but you need more than that, so... True fact. All right, 2-2-1... Let's do this. Top left-hand corner here on King's Cove. We have found ourselves the Red Terran player. He is one game away from moving on. It is MarineLorD.
And in the bottom right, playing for Team Asterion, it is Harstem.
All right, MarineLorD. The two games that you've proxied have gone pretty well for you in the long run.
They have, yeah.
Yet, no proxies. So, I don't know, man. We'll talk about this later.
Proxy. Yeah, just a little bit of a proxy.
Like, I don't even know that classifies as a proxy. It's further away from your opponent than it normally would be.
Yeah. And I mean, like, if Harstem just sends his probe, like, does the thing in which you're like, oh, there's a proxy, better check every corner of the base. Like, I think if he puts the probe there, he'll actually see it. But there's no scout from Harstem just yet anyway. Probe now going to be moving out across the map, or just towards that Nexus location.
Yeah, Probe's looking. He knows.
Command center on the way for MarineLorD.
Yep, just one rack's expanding it here. He's got his Reaper on the way. Harstem, again, doing nothing crazy here. No proxies at all from this guy. No real super aggression. No cannon rushing. I just play my game. I just scout. I know what's coming. I handle it. I harass, but opening is pretty much always going to be the same here unless something crazy is happening. Reaper is checking for those proxies anyway.
Yeah, looking for that hiding probe, but the probe is chosen the correct place to go, and now he's running on in to be a pain.
And the Reaper is close enough to actually get in here and shut it down. So that was a bit of a lucky thing from MarineLorD. He didn't find it, but he happened to be just passing an area where he could save this SCV.
Yeah, one of those mind game things in which the Protoss is like, I'm going to hide my probe. The Terrans are like, I'll keep my Reaper back because you're... That's what Protoss have been doing a lot these days. Reaper for MarineLorD sees that Adept heading straight towards his natural, but his natural is finished up. And we've actually got double Hellion production coming out of MarineLorD, and 2 Hellions and an Adept and a Reaper can take down an Adept.
Yeah, it looks like they're just waiting for the Adept to come in. The Adept decides to head on back home, recognizing maybe that's not somewhere I want to go. And it is a Stargate opening here from Harstem. Wrapped it up, nothing being produced out of that quite yet. Twilight Council coming in next. Assume that's going to be for Blink. Oracle playing defense here too. Yeah, both players are really prepared for any kind of aggression that might come across the map at them. MarineLorD says, all right, enough waiting. Let's push out with our 4 Hellions and a Reaper and see what we can get done. Problem is, the Oracle has a pretty good time shutting down pretty much all of this.
Yeah, definitely. The Oracle back at home, a very powerful defensive tool. And, oh, it's even kind of moving north there. Look at this, Harstem. He's just waiting. He's just biding his time. Medivac. So an interesting attack's going to be coming out of MarineLorD. He's got 4 Hellions, then going to be a Widowmine and 2 Marines in the Medivac. This, of course, is spotted by Harstem, though he's warping in more Stalkers to deal with this. The drop's going to be moving on in towards the main base, trying to pull his opponent out of position. That's the cue for the Hellions to run on in. The Oracle is at that natural, but how many probes are going to get fried up? This is 4 Hellions. That's serious damage. Probes are starting to fall, 8 in total.
Yeah, 8 and 9 there. The Hellions know they're going to die because they can't really... But they take as many probes as they can with them. The Stalkers are a little bit late to the party. And yeah, 10 probes down hurts a little bit here. That said, it's only 39 to 35 workers. Harstem Chrono Boost is good. He's got a third base coming in now. And all the Hellions are dead, so future harassment he doesn't have to worry about, which is really nice. And he can move out with these Stalkers instead of playing the defense with them.
Liberator follow-up coming out of MarineLorD. Harstem, though, he's got his Stalkers, and he is going to have Blink. This is that timing in which the Protoss has deflected the aggression to the best of their ability, and now they're going to be looking to put on some counter damage right now. Harstem, he's got these Blink Stalkers, he's got this Oracle, going to provide him that high ground vision, and this could cause MarineLorD a world of trouble. MarineLorD focusing, going for a Widowmine drop. He's got that Liberator harassment, which has been shut down at this point, and now Harstem, he's got a lethal amount of Stalkers blinking into the main base of MarineLorD. What does MarineLorD have?
I don't see much. LaughNgamez, a couple Marines.
No,
the Widowmine is dead now.
SCV's
Marauder
trying to
comes
get us
out.
around, but oh man, the Oracle's just going to help on out. And SCVs don't do well versus Oracles. GG, Harstem ties it up.
Oh, nicely done there. GG from Harstem. Again, kind of a reverse of the last game, where it was basically Harstem ends up losing a ton of workers there, counterattacks and wins, where MarineLorD did that in game number 3. Go figure.
Okay, now the final map is going to be Kairos Junction between these two, so we'll get on into that lobby.
Yep, so both players, they want to move on here. They want to get part of that prize pool here for Afreeca World number 37. So they are ready to rock. Sometimes we see more conservative play in these game 5s where players say, I don't want to lose to something stupid, or if my all-in at the 4-minute mark fails, I don't want to have to go home and be embarrassed. So sometimes we see a little bit longer macro-style games in the situation, but sometimes no. Sometimes players don't care, and they go for the kill early anyway. So we'll see what happens here on Kairos Junction.
Do you think MarineLorD's going to be a little bit more conservative or aggressive this game?
I don't know. MarineLorD has lost every game he hasn't proxied. So
This is true.
I feel like maybe his superpower is proxying versus Harstem here today. But I mean, that said, he's not sending any SCVs out across the map. It is a pretty decent rush distance on this map. So I don't know, maybe he's like, I don't know if I get there in time, and maybe it'll be too late. But yeah, he is definitely keeping these SCVs at home. This guy, is he going to do the same thing, proxy barracks back in your natural base? By golly, he is. So exact same thing he did in the last game. I don't know if this bodes well for you, MarineLorD. I really don't.
Yeah, I mean, Harstem is going to be moving across the map with this probe, though. And it is going to be that timing. This probe's actually on time, then it might throw Harstem for a loop. But nope, look at that. Runs right... Oh, no, he changed. Oh.
Takes the hard right.
He was queued up there. He would have seen it.
Yeah, that would have been a great scout for him, but instead he's a little bit worried about proxies now. Is he going to find it? Ooh, he comes over to this high ground. No, he stopped.
Oh,
he
man.
stopped just barely short here. Like, is this just mind games? Is there anything in the do it.
Oh, there
Scout
he
the
goes.
natural. Come on, Harstem.
Okay, he's gonna spot it.
There it is. Okay, good. He sees it. Nicely done. Okay, so no proxy he has to worry about here. There's a Reaper on the way, though, so the probe, he's going to block as long as he can here, but not going to be as long as he wants, especially with another SCV here to fight. There we go. Gets the expansion down. And the probe is fleeing for his life right now. Cybernetics core finishing up for Harstem. An Adept on the way. Again, should be able to deal with a Reaper pretty much no problem, as it is moving across the map here now, but the Adept's being chrono boost out.
Look at that timing. Oh, okay. Not quite timed out well enough for Harstem.
Almost snuck in.
Adept now going to be crossing the map.
Whoa. And, finishes that transfer. Letting the Reaper get right on in here into the main base when there's not much to stop him. There's nothing to stop him. There's a Stalker on the way. But at least 2 probes should go down here. Harstem's control is pretty good so far. Hasn't lost one yet.
Yeah, fantastic control as a matter of fact. A lot of bruised probes, but none killed. That's exactly what you want. As Harstem, he throws up the Stargate. The Reaper doesn't spot it, though.
Our base is under siege.
And
Reaper.
Look at that. The Adept has delayed the command center.
Oh no, what? Alright, Widowmine's Marines in production here for MarineLorD.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking that he'd delay it because it was just finished the other games, but I guess the smaller map or different opening here, so MarineLorD having a bit of a rough go at it.
Reaper hops into the main base to stay alive. Marines, Widowmine, Reaper come down to secure expanding. Which is a little bit sad here, as Harstem expansion is done and being happily mined from right now. Stargate just about done. For Harstem, going to make an Oracle out of that thing. First thing, additional gateways coming in here too. This looks like more of a Stalker Oracle style thing here. We'll see if the Twilight Council comes up or not with his further tech choice. But so far, nothing else in that production tab.
Oh, that Reaper gonna try and get away from that Adept. She is gonna try and chase him down, but not be able to get him.
He's got a kill, which is pretty good. He's alive at the 4-minute mark, which is actually better than most Reapers do.
That's pretty good for a Reaper, yeah.
Yeah. Adept continuing to threaten about shading in here and scouting what's going on, really kind of keeping MarineLorD at home a little bit. Oh, the Oracle sees the drop as it's cruising across the map.
And the drop sees the Oracle now. Some Marines getting segmented into the main base, but that Oracle flying towards the Natural, actually going to group up with this. Fantastically done by Harstem. MarineLorD's Natural has suddenly just fallen.
Oh, man. I don't know if there are enough Marines here to deal with this. The Oracle does flee.
Whoa.
Whoa!
Okay.
MarineLorD taps out. What? What? Hold on. Rewind.
Yeah, that was a quick tap out. I mean, it wasn't a good situation, but he had enough Marines to deal with the Oracle, didn't he?
Yeah, he totally did. Yeah. So the Oracle flies away. There are 5 Marines with 2 more ready to pop here. There's a tank.
I mean,
his SCVs are going to work.
Down hard, but
yeah,
that was a bit quick.
Yeah, that must have been it. His